Dad and I need to get the coil springs out of my 65 Falcon, but we used the wrong coil spring compressor. Then we cut it to make it work, and then actually got the correct tool to put the springs back in. Hi guys, and welcome back to Ellie's Garage, where my dad and I are restoring a 1965 Ford Falcon to become my daily driver. But we've never done this before. Yes, we are replacing Carl's entire front suspension, but one of the main things that we did in the whole process was getting the coil springs out and back in, so we wanted to focus on that this week. And mainly we wanted to look at how badly we did it, and that had everything to do with the choice of spring compressor we used. Now, we had heard from some very experienced mechanics that taking your coil springs out was one of the scariest things you could do on your car, so we were definitely worried about getting them out and back in safely. Now, our first try at a compressor was with a standard coil spring compressor that we rented from an auto parts store. Before we could try to remove the coil, we removed the drum brakes, the shock tower caps, and the shocks.
There it is. All right, go ahead and drop it down. Let's see how this goes. All right, and I'm gonna slide this guy in. I don't know if this is gonna be enough. Can I get this? No. Yeah, I don't think. We might have to check out a different kind of spring compressor. We'll see though. Okay. Oh, and it looks like that guy might bottom out on the spring perch.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Alright, so we got the right spring compressor.
Just ran out of light.
Yeah, we just ran out of light last night. We actually tested it just to double check that it would actually fit, and it does. So we're gonna explain how it fits.
Takes a little bit of doing. We'll show you.
So we figured out the way around putting it on, and hopefully this will work. This, unlike the other one, has 4 hooks. The other one had 2 hooks at the bottom and then a little plate thing that went on the top. This has 4 hooks. And you want these hooks to be on the highest and lowest springs possible, so that when you compress it, it's compressing the entire spring. What we learned is we have to basically disassemble the whole thing. So I give the bottom to Dad. He basically takes that apart and puts it back together once it's inside the spring, so that it can actually be on the lowest spring possible. And then once he has that done, I'm gonna drop the top part in, and the top part, basically you have to put in like this, and then you have to readjust it so that it's on the highest spring it can be.
All right, so this is ready here.
Ready for the second spring?
Yep. All right.
That should be good.
Yeah.
There we go. That seems about right?
It looks pretty good. That's on the top one, or at least as high as we can get it.
Yep, that's as high as we can get it.
All right. All right, go ahead and we'll spin it. I hope it starts getting tight soon. We're just almost to the
Bottom?
Yeah. Well, so I guess the idea is that it might start spinning on here, and then it's going to draw it together.
Okay.
Yep, it's just spinning, and they're tightening up. So is it? So it's starting to pull the bottom up before the top is engaged?
I guess so.
Okay, loosen that back out for me.
Basically, the problem we're hitting is that the actual post that is meant to tighten is too long and is hitting, what is it called?
The upper control arm, or the perch, the spring perch right on the bottom.
So we literally can't tighten it. And at this point, it's a thing of we either spend 2 hours probably trying to find a different spring tensioner, Teddy, or we drop the $50 that we paid to rent this and we cut it so that we can actually fit it. And right now we're trying to get all this suspension taken apart and put back together today.
So yeah, we're gonna cut it.
We're gonna cut it and drop $50, which is not our first choice, but seems like the only choice right now.
So from the top, from the top, yeah, I measured 7 inches, and I made that just a little on the long side.
That's on the long side, okay.
Just to see. So yeah. Going back now.
I made it flat-ish.
Just need to round the edges.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. So I'm just gonna take this off just to make sure.
It may not come off easy.
I know. I don't actually think it'll be bad.
Well, never mind.
It's such a little edge that you can't really like sit on it.
Yeah.
Please work.
It's gonna be okay. Hey, look at that! Nice work.
Okay, that should be good.
Nice.
Ready?
Ready. Don't forget your washers.
I already have them on.
Good deal. Alright, it's touching. So we didn't cut it too short.
That's good.
Okay, it's engaged.
Yeah! It is?
Uh-huh. And...
we're about to touch the actual thing!
And you still got a good 1.5 inches, 2 inches before it starts touching the perch.
Yep, we're touching the...
Alright, we have contact.
we're touching the top! We have contact on the bottom, or...?
Yep, we got contact all around.
Dad, we're touching the top!
Yay!
We did it!
We did it!
Yeah!
Yep, keep going. Good, keep going. Good, yep. Yep. Yeah, okay, stop there.
Stopping.
Okay, it's touching the spring perch and it's kind of shoving it, all down. Mm-hmm. This looks okay. It's just off. Oh, it slipped off to the side. That's what happened.
It didn't, though. Oh my gosh.
It slipped to the side some.
Oh wait, do I need to loosen it?
Maybe so. Yeah. So put
Better
it.
to loosen it and be safe.
Correct, and reset it. Okay, so go in reverse. Right. Yep. Good. Might be working.
I can see it shrinking.
You're doing good.
Tell me. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's starting.
We broke through for the top. Like we're no longer catching on the top.
Yeah, that's. What do you mean?
So like there are 3.
Okay, I think I might be able to get it out.
Okay. Do you want me to take the? Yeah, I got the socket off. Oh my gosh, this is so scary. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm moving.
Yikes.
Once the coil springs were out, everything was super stressful because it felt like we were just walking around with a bomb that was about to go off.
Yeah, go ahead. Whew. Bomb defused.
I thought we were gonna die.
Yay!
Okay, 2 things. 1, look how much shorter this is than the actual spring. 2, I'm gonna see if I can compress it. Wait. I'm literally not putting any weight on my feet right now. Okay, so it might not have looked it on camera, but that was absolutely terrifying. Jerry Kratz, the person we go to for literally all of our advice, said that he's been working on cars for what, like 20 years now?
40 years.
40 years now, and that still scares him. So us doing that, having never done that before, is absolutely terrifying. So we want them both out, so we're gonna do that terrifying process all over again on the other side. We're good, we're good, we're good.
I think I got it.
Yep, it's out.
All right.
Okay, ready, ready?
Time bomb time.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead. Woo!
Are we dead? Hot.
Oh, is that hot?
So the coil springs were finally out, but before we got them back in the car, Dad did a little bit of cleanup while I was at school the next day. The next day, we started by getting the rubber insulators on the coils, and we were set to put them back in the car. And that's where we ran into a little bit of a snag.
Got a live bomb here. I think it kind of came out like this.
Let's do it right this time, Dad.
No. Let's dip it down over here.
Not working?
Okay, I think we just gotta tighten it down more.
Okay.
Wait a sec.
That's okay. The spring does get heavy fast.
Yeah.
Put it more back.
We're still inches out.
So as Dad and I continued to put the spring in and out, compressing it more and trying different positions and constantly refitting, we started to get just a little frustrated.
How far out of position is that?
A good ways. I need you to tell me what you're doing because I can't hold it if...
Okay. Place this here. Good grief. Okay, if your fingers are in there, please move them. I'm gonna take the spring down. Oh, of course. Not good?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so it is... How much later?
A few days later.
A few days later.
That was terrifying.
Yeah, that was a fun experience. We totally weren't getting frustrated by the end of it. we were super happy.
We were angry and scared,
Yeah.
and it was just that it was not working getting the coil springs in.
Yeah.
So we decided to get the correct tool for doing this.
Actually, we looked it up and it was like $100 and I was like
130 or so.
130. I was like, no thank you. I already spent 50 on a spring compressor that didn't work.
But that's not a bad price. It's just that I don't think we could get it in time. Luckily, a gentleman named Dwight Varnes, who we met at Falcon Nationals, overnighted this one to us yesterday.
It was so nice.
We got it in this morning because we have got to get all this put back together
tonight.
Tonight.
Because tomorrow we have to get it aligned. And then the next day we're going to Holley FordFest.
So we got to get this done.
Yeah, we can't go without Carl.
It's time to get this on, and the first thing we need to do is get the upper control arm out.
So this spring compressor is very different from normal spring compressors that you can just get at the auto parts store, because with normal spring compressors, you compress the spring outside of the car, and for this one, you actually use the shock tower itself to compress the spring, and then you put everything in and decompress the spring, making it a lot easier when you're working on a Falcon. The way to set it up is to remove the upper control arm and swing it out of the way, then remove the spring perch and actually bolt it into the spring compressor. Right?
So these just bolt through. This just bolts through right where the shock absorbers go. That should be enough.
Cool.
Just gotta be snug.
Alright, now that it is like this, we are going to put our spring. Oh yeah, because we need that.
That's gonna hold the.
Oh,
Like if I.
Ew. No, it was going in. It was going in.
This'll help. This'll help.
No, Dad. Ew.
There you go.
You not only broke it, you licked it. Okay. Now this goes like this, and we position it like it should be positioned, which is like this.
That. Nice. Okay.
And
so
now we put this in the car.
Stick it in the car. Okay.
It seems too easy.
Next up, we are reinstalling the shock tower caps. That feels pretty tight. One thing they did say to do was to oil it, but not with WD-40.
They said to do it with motor oil.
And really, it's going to happen all up here, so yeah. Okay, I turned the isolator so that it's touching nicely.
Wait,
okay.
That's so smart.
I can't really see the hole.
We can go up. Slow up.
I think I'm pressing. Are we in the nut now?
Yep.
This is so nice not to have to sit right next to the spring while it's compressing. I can see why this is the
preferred method.
Safer.
Yeah, you know, for being first timers, you think we would have looked into safety more. And we really didn't.
No, we did our research, but yes.
It was the thing of like, this'll be fine.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's see how it looks. That's it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's in. So here, I'm gonna get these tightened.
It's at 25. Are we just gonna go with my memory, or are we?
Yep, this 25 is I think you're right. That's what I remember too. There you go. 25. That is crazy easy.
As with everything that we've done with my Falcon, getting the coil springs in and out has been another learning experience, and is another example of how knowing the right tool to use and using the right tool is definitely the best way to go. So what I'm taking out of the garage is that sometimes things that cost more are meant to make your life a little safer and easier. Special thanks to Dwight Varnes for sending us a spring compressor, but not only that, but overnighting it to us. It saved us a lot of trouble and got us to Holley FordFest on time. And as always, thank you to my executive producer, Drew Carter, and all my supporters on Patreon. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time in the garage.